I was happy on the farm, working with my father, and things were going well. We went to church, to a little church in my hometown of Laval. Always went to church there for my whole life. And I think the thing that really started turning my attention to going to college was a real religious experience. I felt like I, at that time, did have a call from God to learn some more things and perhaps to become a minister or become a missionary. And so Aurora College was a place I knew about and made the preparations to start there in the fall of 1953. The college was well known to most Advent Christian churches. We had had people come to our church, you know, in the years past. For example, Jerry Richardson from Aurora had been there and told us about the college. And I had known other people, some other people even from my church had gone for a year or so to Aurora. So I knew it existed. I didn't know exactly how to get there, but had to find that out, as well as how to get enrolled. And it was a taxing time. I actually drove my car to Aurora. I had, of course, been working for 4 years on the farm and other places, and had a 1952 Chevrolet. I packed all my earthly belongings into the car, drove down to Aurora, and went and registered and signed up, and of course wondered how I was going to pay for it. But one of the very nice things about a college like Aurora is that they pointed me to some possible jobs in Aurora, and I found a job that first year and was able to keep up with my expenses. First year was scary. I took some courses. I had a history course from Clyde Hewitt, which was intense. It was pretty much a lecture course, and I went there and I had to take notes as fast as I could. And I guess my feeling at that point was, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to learn all that I need to learn. I passed the course pretty well and enjoyed it, and it encouraged me to think, well, maybe I could do this. I think certainly Dr. Moses Krause was a mentor, and I had a number of classes with Dr. Krause. I also very much enjoyed classes with Dr. Pat McFarland. And we had some biology classes and did lots of interesting and exciting things. And there were a number of others. I knew Asa Colby, and I could go through the list, but I enjoyed my professors there. And I guess at this point, I'm pleased that I've been able to make some different evaluations of life. And I think that Aurora College has both helped me in terms of learning how to read and research and find elusive answers to things, or even controversial answers to some subjects. And I think that Aurora College, and maybe the inspiration of people like Asa Colby and Moses Krause, helped me with that. Although they didn't necessarily tell us to challenge the world, but I think they seemed to give us the freedom to say that's all right. And so we did. I think that the generation now does need a university like Aurora because there are many students many young people who I think will have a difficult time in larger university settings. And I think there's something both socially more easily adaptable for many young people than large state university settings. I've been very familiar with the large university here in Madison, Wisconsin, and I like that, but I think that there's something very unique and very different about a small college. And of course, when I went to Aurora, it was indeed a small college. And I think that was a real addition and benefit for me. It made paying for college possible. I wouldn't have been able to make it at a larger university because of the way I would have had to pay for my education. And I was able to do it at Aurora. And I don't know, I'm not familiar with just how all of the economics works today, but I think that it's probably still easier and maybe a little more comforting for somebody to meet those requirements there. I think that's a real plus.